Hello and welcome here to the lower division DPC South America. It is going to be Team Infinity taking on Team Unknown. I'm aponzeus and with me here is the fantastic, the outstanding, it is D2 Bowie. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine, just enjoying some good old Dota here. They're just speed drafting. We have a first pick Weaver immediately countered by two heroes. How you feel about this?
I actually really like both drafts. I think, Weaver, like right now, Weaver is the most picked hero in Hammer Pub, so it's so versatile that you're okay with picking Weaver and then sending it to position 5 or 4. So even if it gets counter, you're still gonna be able to play that Urn of Shadows Weaver that's just super annoying, super mobile. I think once they nerfed Monkey King support, Weaver kind of became this mobile support that everyone is kind of resorting to, and I like it. I think it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Now the
but now,
gyrocopter, that already speaks a little bit of like the flexibility of the Weaver, but with the gyrocopter, that's most like gonna be the position 1 now, isn't it?
it is possible, although I think especially Prada, that now changed his name to SHCCD, he loves the support gyrocopter, so I wouldn't be surprised if it can definitely go either way. It is a flex pick that not all regions really like considering a flex pick, but it's definitely one in SA.
And now both of these teams were in the previous season were in the upper division. Both got relegated, had a pretty strong performance in the open qualifiers for TI, or regional qualifiers, I should say. And now Infinity looking very similar. Unknown team is pretty much a completely new roster. What do you make of them?
So yeah, it is really hard to tell because as you said, they literally swapped 5 players. I do think, like, if I had to rate by talent, by individual talent, both teams, I think Infinity is probably a little bit higher, especially when you consider that both PP and Pamplona were in the original roster. So I think there might be a little bit more teamwork, a little bit more cohesiveness there. But it's really hard to tell, right? Because we didn't see these guys for 3 months. Who knows how many screens? Who knows when they actually finished their full roster and started actually practicing? But I would say Infinity has a slight edge, at least in my opinion.
Now, one thing that I see a lot early on in this current meta is a lot of offlaners like Mars, Tidehunters being picked in the first phase. We have a Bloodseeker who could be an offlaner, but apart from that, it is very open still. What hero are you looking for right now for Unknown team? They have the next pick. How do they make of that?
Well, when I look at their heroes, I think a hero that definitely came back after TI is Grimstroke, and I think it really synergizes with Lion Bloodseeker here. They actually had changed Inkswell to last for a second longer, and it's crazy how they completely killed the hero. It felt
Yeah.
like whenever someone would initiate, it would die before it would either get the kill without the stun, or it would die before the stun procs. But they actually go for the Bane here. I think it's pretty cool. You do set up the Blood Right a little bit better with the Nightmare. And it's a very strong support. I think a little bit better than Grimstroke laning-wise. So, I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's still a pretty solid choice.
Yeah, right now for Unknown team, I feel like a lot of just like strong laning and strong single target is in their support duo. Like Bane, Lion together. That's a support duo that can just rotate and kill.
I'm surprised they actually went for this Bane pick, considering there is, there could still be a support pick on the side of Infinity. But maybe they, screamed enough against Infinity to know that this Jar is going to be a support, and so there's no saves that could be drafted, because Oracle is still open. There's definitely a couple of dispels that could be used here. So I wonder how Infinity is going to react to this. Do they actually play this as a Gyro carry and commit to it very early? Or will they go for the Oracle, go for even a Shadow Demon is enough to deal with the Fiend's Grip?
Yeah, I'll have to see. Overall, Team Infinity during the second phase of bans mostly focused on the mid lane, and there's the
there you
save that you talked about.
Awesome. And they go Kunk. Alright. All right, I don't mind this. You do
Mm-hmm.
have the Nightmare play with the Bane, and now they have a second save on the OD. So overall, I actually really like how Unknown ended up with this draft. I think they kind of, the Gyro is a flex pick, and Gyro is definitely not a mediocre carry by any means. But I wonder how they feel about this gyrocopter, because Unknown will have not only the last pick but also probably a counter pick to gyrocopter. So banning the carries now for Infinity is going to be essential. They take the Monkey King out. I think Void is a hero that deals really well with gyrocopter. Any bash heroes in general are good versus range carries. So I wonder if they'll, take the Void, especially considering there's also an OD. So Meteor Hammer combos, the Blood Right. There's a lot of combinations that can work there.
Yeah. Now this OD is in North America. We have seen some OD off lane. Is this a potential here?
Hmm. I think, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that pops up a little bit, but I think this Bloodseeker versus Kunkka lane is a little too Kunkka favored. So
Mm.
they would have to carry Bloodseeker and then last pick their mid hero. But I also think, like, because they already picked after the Kunkka, I'm pretty sure OD is gonna be middle. Hope I don't get
we'll,
hope
we'll
I,
we'll
my
find out. We'll
first
find out
DPC
if.
game I get crushed, but I think it's gonna be mid OD and they'll last pick a carry here.
Mhm, mhm.
Because Bloodseeker, I think like the matchup versus Gyrocopter is fine, but they could probably do a little bit better. I think they're lacking tower damage right now. They're gonna have the Meteor Hammer from OD possibly, but having a TB, having something that can get ages and just push towers is always really good.
Mhm. How you feel about like Team Infinity with now the Abaddon Weaver support? Do we talked about for unknown team they have like very single target burst. For Infinity it feels very much the opposite. Like their support duo is annoying, but not really in terms of damage. Like Weaver bugs are annoying, but Abaddon doesn't put out damage there. How do you feel about that, just in terms of perspective against each other as a team?
Yeah, I think team fights are gonna be a little bit hard for Infinity to take, honestly. As you said, they do lack control. The only stuns that they have are Gyro Missile, which is super mediocre, and like against Kunkka, it's so easy to save people with Nightmare from the Torrent and Bow combos. You have the Astro on top of it, so I think the offlaner they're gonna pick, I mean, as long as Kunkka is not an offlane and they go for a mid hero, will need to feel a lot check a lot of boxes, and with so many bans now, it's really hard to do that as a 23rd pick. Let's see what they'll go for. Okay, so
Mm.
it's so this is either Shaker 3
Mhm.
or Mid Shaker. I don't think Mid Shaker is I think it's kind of hard versus OD. We'll see what they do. I mean, they lack stuns, so that's fine, and they'll go for the Medusa.
Okay.
Even though I said Infinity was the better team for slight margin, I actually like a nose draft a little bit more. Even with this Shaker, they might just lack damage. I think there's a lot of kiting potential with this OD. They do have ways to fight really well, 4 versus 5, and if this Dusa gets first and second ages, it could look really bad for Infinity.
Mhm.
That said, if they win their lanes, which is definitely possible with this Gyro Abaddon here, you just dive as Gyro, have the shield, they could set up themselves for a really good early game.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for. I also feel like Infinity at some point just might kind of run out of damage against the Medusa, especially considering the saves with an OD. So we'll have to find out how that is going to go. Overall, you're favoring unknown team there a little bit. I would agree with that. So, and well, heading into the game in just a few seconds here. How would you say the lanes are going to work out? You said Infinity, if they come out ahead in lanes, that could be very good for them. How's the Conquer versus OD matchup?
I mean, that is a really weird matchup. Like, OD wins most matchups just because it's so easy for him to ban you, get a deny, get the last hit.
Mm-hmm.
But Kunkka is a not a melee hero in the sense that he does a lot of splash damage. So I think, there's definitely a lot of small little things that PP can do with the range creep, with how he can try to damage OD instead of securing range creeps. It is super high skill, I think. But usually I would say OD has a slight edge. It's really about how Kunkka will actually either rotate or farm his initial item, and just try to abuse the fact that OD has super mediocre tower damage, generally speaking. So as a Kunkka, just push the wave, and make some stacks for you. It's not really about who wins the laning stage, but whether if they can pressure Kunkka and take his stacks away, or if the Kunkka is going to be able to rotate when OD is just like farming, because he's super slow until he's probably going to rush Meteor Hammer with no boots. Even if he TPs to help in a gank or protect against a gank, he doesn't necessarily do that very well.
As we are now here in the game 1 of South American Lower Division DPC, it is on again. DPC is back. Are you hyped, Bowie?
Dude, I'm super hyped, especially because there was a lot of mixing with the teams here. We have 2 new open qualifier teams that look super stacked, and so it's really hard to tell. Is Infinity that came from Division 1 still better than these new guys? So there's a lot of things to find out. So super hyped. We'll see how things go. We also have Mariano being back to, playing. He was coaching for Beast Coast during TI. Now he's again playing the offlane. Really interested. I think he's like one of the best players in Division 2 right now. Really interested to see how he's going to perform.
I think like that, like him being then on a hero like Earthshaker, like he can definitely make those plays. You said one of the best players in Division 2 has to deliver those Echo Slams and the stuns, and that might just be enough for Infinity, but we'll see how it's gonna turn out. In lane, it is gonna be a Weaver plus Earthshaker against a Medusa Bane.
Yeah, it's definitely not it's not an easy Shaker game, generally speaking, because you have 2 range cores. One of them, the Deuce is gonna have 700 range. You have this OD that not only is range but can also ban the target you go on or can ban you. Mariano will need to do a lot this game, and it's not gonna be easy. So if he does perform well, it definitely attests to how good I value him as a player.
So we have here. Oh, it's going to lock the small camp there, making sure that PP cannot get those extra last hits on the small camp with his Tidebringer.
Yeah, that's really good. They're already, trying to deal with one of the few things PP can do in this lane, which is just farm once he pushes the wave.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Stop lane is not easy. I think it's not like they can kill Shaker, but I think overall the Dire Heroes trade much better.
one thing about Shaker though, like he is gonna be able to most likely get many denies on those range creeps with the enchant totem. Once he has a point in it, it is very easy to get that going for himself.
Oh, definitely.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, so the Bloodseeker Lion, I feel like that is the lane that Dire could quite easily get a kill if the Radiant is not careful.
I agree. Usually Abaddon does have that dispel, but the range of the AoE of Blood Rage is so big that it either takes you a long time to be out of it and walk into the gyrocopter until you actually purge it off, or you will be silenced yourself. So it can be really hard to play against this, especially with that Earth Spike from Moonlight. By the way, he gets a courier there. Very nice.
And nice little snipe there.
All right.
And we already see here, yeah, there's the stun into the Blood Rite. Yeah, the shield helps, but that just seems very easy for the Dire to do over and over again.
Yeah. It is a weird lane though. I think the level 3 power spike here for Infinity is really strong. So even though I think like whoever gets level 3 first here could be in a huge advantage. Moonlight is level 1, by the way. When he went to snipe the courier, he did miss on a lot of experience. So looking pretty decent for Infinity overall.
Yeah, especially with the sustain of the Abaddon, just keeping miscoiling on the gyrocopter and making sure he's always at full health. Like, how do they go on him if he's at full health?
Yeah, like when you look at the items here from Prada or SHCCD, he has that Basi as well as a lot of clarities going on, and these are 2 heroes that are super mana hungry. So overall, they're able to output a lot of damage. Whereas with Moonlight, I guess he could learn Mana Drain, but it's a really bad level 1 skill, and they don't really have a lot of forms of mana regeneration besides the stick on the Bloodseeker right now.
So we have here A little pause. No first blood happened yet. Do you want to predict where it's gonna happen? Where is the first blood gonna happen?
I think it's I want to say bottom, but I have a feeling it could be top. I think this Bane is playing with a lot of fire here. He does have 8 stick charges though. All right, I'm gonna go bottom.
Okay,
I
bottom.
think it's going to be. It's probably gonna be Gyrocopter getting a kill on this lion.
I'm gonna
Going very specific
say.
here.
I'm gonna say PP gets first blood on the OD. I'm feeling spicy. Feeling
Wow.
spicy
Okay.
here.
So
Somehow
we're
he's
talking
gonna
about like a
outplay him.
6-minute first blood here. This is not what the SA crowd wants to see, but it would be really hype if you got that one. Because, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some potential here. Like, the thing with this matchup is that once the Kunkka gets level 6, if OD just uses Astro to just harass PP, he can get X with Ghost Ship, and, a Shaker rotation or even the Weaver rotation is enough to kill the OD. So you gotta be careful with how you play after the 6.
Yeah, I feel like with OD in these high MMR games, it's always about can you abuse it once he used it Astral Imprisonment.
Yeah.
Like that timing, can you abuse it? And Infinity, we'll see if PP together with his supports can do that.
Yeah, the thing with their draft is that they have like a decent amount of stuns, but it's not really that much. So for Pamplona, he's not gonna be able to waste a lot of his movements. If he's not in the right place at the right time, I think they might just miss a lot of kills or feed kills because they're gonna lack that mobility plus damage, which is pretty much Pamplona bringing that until the Shaker has a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
It looks like he's back. Everyone with the well played.
Yeah,
Should
I agree.
be
We all well played so far. Well played. So we're gonna go.
All right, Bane is probably finishing his drink.
Okay.
Finish on.
Everybody stay hydrated. Take a quick sip of water myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that just now.
Always
Get some
important. And
tea.
there we have to see. That's all. Next time we'll just say stay hydrated right after the pause happened, and then we get going instantly.
Like, oh right, we forgot about the water. Okay. All right, now we can evolve. Awesome. So looks like the Abaddon here is going to scout. Might try to steal a rune here. Let's see how this battle's gonna.
Can Lion stay here?
I think.
Like he's gonna get the bounty rune. Okay, I believe we were both wrong.
No, I said that Gyro's gonna kill him, but I did guess who was going to
die.
That
is true. More points towards you. I agree with that. And No Name also taking a heavy amount of damage as Parker was able to sidestep out of the Blood Rite. And
yeah.
He's also forcing the courier of the OD to not be able to get directly towards him, which now means PP making a lot of harass onto the OD. 40 HP? Not enough.
Yeah, he was super greedy with his item build, as you said. Now the courier's probably gonna... Oh, he doesn't bring a salve. It's only a ring. Ooh, I think Black Soul was way too greedy with his... with the way he's playing right now. This could backfire a lot. This matchup that's usually supposed to be... slightly OD favored, now not looking good at all.
Yeah, he can't get close at all. He's gonna get at least a water rune, so that's nice.
And does he even have gold? I don't. His carry's just standing there. Wow. Okay, this is very greedy. If he dies, that is for sure. Because he never fared any region items. That's just like standard OD play, you know? You just want that Meteor Hammer that much that you can jeopardize your game super hard.
SHCCD finding another kill there onto the Bloodseek. I believe that was the shield pop, yeah.
Because Abaddon is doing so much, and that's a hard thing to say. Like generally speaking, you don't say, "Wow, the Abaddon laning stage was definitely incredible." But,
PP just got a kill onto the OD without using the boat.
Woo. Yeah, that is definitely, we were talking about individual performance. That is just that is like a pub play, not getting the salve, buying the recipe of your hammer instead of bringing a salve after everything. That's for sure something that they're gonna have to go back to drawing board in a couple of hours.
And bottom Parker also now looking to play aggressive. Goes actually for multiple points in the homing missile. Realizes the potential that they might have with that stun.
Yeah, it's really good in this lane, and they have so much mana coming from that Basi. They really feel like with those kills they have the level advantage, and that's true. I guess he he does get a kill there, but like look how he's playing. He's zoning two offlaners. Generally, the offlaner is the one that does that, and the carry is just that scared, bullied person that just praying to get out of school and go back to his house,
Yeah.
which is the jungle.
And already I feel like 6 minutes into this game, the 2000 net worth lead here for Infinity is looking very, very good for them. We haven't
Yeah,
really
this
talked
is
about top too much, and even there, Mariano is ahead in last hits of the Medusa.
wow. Everyone is ahead by like look at this. Kanka is almost tripling the CS of the OD. 2.5, let's say. And I mean, we were talking about Kanka stacking and all
Oh,
that.
no
He
name.
was farming. Oh,
50 HP, he's good, he's fine, calculated, you know.
all right, all right. Yeah, Kanka was stealing the small camps from OD. So instead of like stacking for himself, he's actually taking farm away from Unknown. That's just how how dominant he was in the laning stage. Oh, look at the stacks from Pamplona. Beautiful. Oh no.
The stacking game. Oh, I couldn't
right.
get the ancients.
Feels bad, man.
You know, he's already stacked them too much there. And when you're too good at your job and the carry hasn't cleared them out.
That's true.
Bottom, they are gonna go onto Parker here as the Abaddon a little bit far away. Hex coming out, but now the Abaddon is here and No Name and Moonlight, they realize they need to run as PP making the rotation together with Pamplona. This line is giga dead.
Yeah. All right. Pretty decent rotation from PP. I think ideally he would like to get a little bit more out of that. But, they're so far ahead and he's now stealing stacks from Unknown at the same time. I don't think he minds this at all.
We have now the Meteor Hammer finished for the OD, so he might be able to put some pressure on the tier 1 mid. As at the same time, PP is still here. They are looking for this Bloodseeker.
Oh, Black Soul middle. Can he get the kill on the roof?
Oh, Pamplona. That's
The
a good
DP of
kill
the hammer?
for the OD.
Yeah, he needed a little bit of breathing time there. And he does get that, but it is a support, and the tower is still very healthy.
And
But
at
it's
the
the
same
start
time,
of a comeback.
Mariano up top gets the solo kill onto the Lion.
Jesus, that lion's so sad this game. Poor Moonlight, 0-3 already.
Yeah. And I feel like it's not going to get easier for this Lion. If anything, it's going to get even harder because PP is just going to be hunting him all game long.
Yeah, and as a Lion 4, you usually, expect that earlier Blink Dagger timing. You expect a much more dominant laning stage, but that's not what happened at all. Infinity just trashed. I mean, they pretty much trashed all lanes, so this is going to be a really hard job to come back from. We'll see if this OD can, that OD is definitely a super early game power spike hero. So if they can play with the OD alongside the Bloodseeker, there's definitely potential there because of the Astro plus Hammer plus Bloodright. It's a ton of damage from really far away.
Yeah, and my question is for Unknown team, they most likely are aware that they are behind. So would you say that they already need to start playing like that as bottom, No Name, just gonna get homing missile? Would you already love to start seeing them making some rotations, or what would you like from them?
I mean, it's easier said than done because right now they're lacking a lot of their power spikes, which is the ODOT. They're yet to get Fiend's Grip or Finger of Death, so I think they still need to wait a little bit for their levels. The problem is that Dusa is already being watched by this observer ward that was placed by Infinity. So getting those levels while at the same time protecting Dusa is really hard. We'll see, if they can at least force the mid tower with the hammer, so that the supports are not chasing Dusa around the jungle.
Now, the two supports are here in the mid lane. And the DD on the OD. Looking to maybe set something up here. There's going to be the Meteor Hammer straight onto the Conquer, but the shield from the Abaddon. And now looking to turn this around onto the OD, into the Torrent. And you tried to gank me?
Oh, and that's so sad because the Bane barely got the Nightmare off before the shield. It was really, really close. He even has the second point there to try and get a little bit more cast range, but he was slightly off the mark, and things just snowball. At least they did kill the catapult, so there's not going to be a lot of push coming from Infinity. They don't have a lot of early tower damage, but the gold advantage is becoming massive, man.
Yeah, PP, another rotation towards bottom, looking for no name. There's gonna be X marks into the boat, into the homing missile. All of it thrown at this Bloodseeker, and he is gonna go down. Lion, he showed himself. He has at least level 6, so that's nice. But this is not good for Unknown.
Yeah. I definitely feel like their draft was good, but their lanes didn't go as well as they could have. So now there's this whole snowball pressure that they are struggling to deal with. I think the move mid was fine. It's just it happens when you're 3,000 gold behind at 10 minutes. It's much harder to execute properly.
Mariano has a blink dagger. There's the Echo Slam going straight onto the OD. Soul is gonna have the Astral Imprisonment, but the supports are rotating in with the Urn. They're trying to save the OD. A few more last hits. And
the Nightmare!
Dodges the missile with the Nightmare. And he survives.
Alright. I mean, doesn't really change the whole status quo, but that was really cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool. That's something you put on a highlight reel. You're like, that's what I did.
That was like pitch perfect timing from the Bane. Very nice. Nicely done by Feeling, a player that was not in the DPC last year, so I was, trying to figure out how well he was going to perform. Overall, I think he's doing a really good job. He, just is a level 6, so they can start actually playing Dota 2 on the side of Unknown.
So are you saying you don't quite know how you're feeling about him yet?
Now I do. I think he's playing pretty well. I don't think top was your biggest problem in this game. I think mid and bottom were the lanes that lost the hardest.
We have here a smoke from the Radiant into the enemy triangle. They're finding the Bane. He is not feeling very well right now.
And I just jinxed him. I just told him he was playing well.
Caster's Curse. Caster's Curse.
This is his first death though, so he should be feeling just fine. And time for a smoke gank from Dire. Let's see if they can connect on this gyrocopter.
It is with the Bloodseeker and the OD, the two heroes that they certainly need to make something happen. They're not going to go into the triangle. Instead, they're trying to save their own triangle. But, the longer this takes, the more it is, the more that Radiant realizes that there's smoke going on. They're going to go for Pamplona. He is going to be stunned up and silenced. They find the kill onto the Weaver. No chance for a time lapse there.
Okay. I mean, that's a fine kill, but that's the same kill they got last time. It is pretty much just a not feeling terrible kill, but they wanted a gyro, they wanted the Kunkka, even the shaker would be okay.
And it doesn't really get them any objectives. All tier 1 towers are still standing. The bottom tower even still at full health. And mid tower, you have an OD with the Meteor Hammer. You want to take these towers, but you just aren't able to do so on the side of Unknown.
Yeah, I also feel like the timing of that smoke was not the greatest, because if they did smoke at 15 minutes, Bane. Probably.
Oh, he's stuck there. That's just sad.
Yeah, as I was saying, if they actually smoke towards the 15-minute catapult, maybe they could have turned that kill into something else. They will group bottom, but this tower is full HP. I think, it's usually not standard to defend this tower this late, but they do have the power to defend because they will take this mid tower much faster than Dire can take bottom.
Yeah, and they have Echo Slam with a Blink Dagger from Mariano, so I would be very careful as Radiant, but it does not look
Alright.
like they're gonna be here in time.
Yeah,
Arceus.
the glyph lasted a pretty good amount. So yeah, they trade, it's not a favorable trade for Unknown, but at least they realize how important it was to take that tower, That should have been dead 5 minutes ago at least.
Now here another smoke from Radiant. They don't want to let up the pressure. And oh no, Moonlight. He has been found. OD showing himself as well. But is going to be able to banish. And Fissure coming out there from Mariano. And X marks the spot. Oh no.
All right. I really like the build from PP, by the way. Usually, you see Kunkka's going towards the armlets and the Heaven Halberds. Oh, feeling? Can he actually do something here? Got to wait for the stun. Oh, that's so much damage.
And it's, oh, he just died.
He just dies.
Oh, the Aghanim Scepter from the Gyrocopter. He's so strong. And he just stands his ground. There's the Echo Slam now. Oh. They tried to gank the Gyrocopter and he just turned it around. It's like, call an ambulance, but not for me. And he started blasting.
Wow. I mean, Parker's so strong. And I gotta say, last season, Parker was, some of the casters, I'm not gonna name any names, all right, because I respect all of the casters, but they were not very fond of the way Parker played. And he was definitely at the beginning of his career as a carry player, Parker. But I've been watching him grow, and he went from rank 400, probably one of the lowest ranked carries in the whole DPC, to now rank 50. This guy improved a lot, and you can tell. They also lose OD Meadow.
Yeah. That's a very impressive grind from rank 400 to rank 50. Isn't that 2,000, 2,500 MMR, something like that?
Yeah, that's 1,500, 2K MMR.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive there.
And, it's not only the MMR. I think he from the way he used to play to now. Obviously, Infinity. I think they're a team with a little bit more structure than the team he played in the first DPC that we had. But still, he's looking really good this game. Very impressed.
And yeah, they're gonna take this tier 2 up top. They're trying to make the trade for the tier 1 mid, but no, Mariano, he has arrived. The stun onto the Bloodseeker, he's X-marked. He's stuck in place. Killing spree for the Abaddon. It's not very often that you see an Abaddon with the killing spree. But definitely deserved. He's been playing so well.
The Abaddon by itself has more kills than the entire Unknown team. So,
no. Don't say it like that. That's just rough.
That's how good he's playing.
Yeah. It is a stomp here right now for Unknown. What's the way back here? I mean, Arceus on the Medusa is still farming. Has the Manta style, looking for the Skadi. Is there a specific timing that they're looking to hit with the Skadi potentially?
I think what they really need right now is the Blink Dagger on Lion. I think 12 minutes ago, I'm sorry, at 12 minutes he had 1,200 gold. So he, with the deaths and the way they're being choked by Infinity, he's having a tough time farming any extra gold. Once they have that, I think they could possibly split Infinity up with the split push from Dusa, and then take an advantageous fight, 5 versus 4. But, if they do have Aegis, then it's going to still be a 5 versus 4, because that's, there's going to be a second life there. Probably on Parker.
Now, Lion has gotten a Philosopher's Stone, so that is going to help him towards that progression with the Blink Dagger.
Come on, take it out of the backpack, dude. You're desperate. Okay, there you go.
Okay, there. Desperate for some money. Even
Needs...
No Name is trying to help here, or is he? Yeah, okay,
yeah,
giving the last hit to the Lion, yeah. They know pretty much everything now hinges, can they make stuff happen with this line? And they need a lot of stuff to happen with it.
They do, they do. You know, usually you would see the OD either going for an Axe or a Blink Dagger, but because of the control that Infinity has, he's forced into this BKB. That is not even that good this game, because Shaker, you know, is an anti-BKB sort of hero. But I don't think there's anything else that he could have gone for. So ideally, you just pop the BKB after the Echo. You make sure you're not the initial target. You just position the Deuce very far forward. And let's see if he can finish it before the
There's
ultimate
gonna
fight.
finding the
Oh, God.
OD again. He's gonna find
Jinx
natural
him again.
imprisonment. Is going to die. As the X marks finds the Bane here, and he is gonna be dying as well. And Radiant just in full control here. Might even just look to go high ground 20 minutes into this game.
I think so. You at least force a buyback or two. Let's see
That's gonna
how
be
Unknown's gonna...
There was a lion there. Very much was. And now the boat gonna be there on the Bloodseeker. He's going to be silenced. And he is going to die as well. Medusa's farming though. That's
Here he
good.
is, yeah. Is that an item? What did you get? Almost a Skyly, alright.
You know what I'm most disappointed by Infinity? And Pamplona
What?
needs to be level 13. Then they would have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But GGs are called as unknown team says, no more, please, no more. Infinity Esports just look incredibly dominant from the laning stage. You mentioned that if Infinity gets off to good lanes, it is going to be very, very good for them. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I think this was definitely an example of a game that was probably, you know, even in draft, but just a little bit of, you know, a couple of mistakes here and there just allowed Infinity to snowball. And I think as a team, their movements were very cohesive, very solid. They didn't lose time. They didn't go for YOLO plays. Overall, they felt like they felt really, really good. This is obviously the first game. We don't know how much we actually rate each team right now, but I think Infinity is looking really good. They definitely want to go back to Division 1 after after I watch this game.